The Long Walk is set in the same universe as the novel 1984 by George Orwell. Let me explain. The major in The Long Walk is Big Brother from 1984. Big Brother is a character and a symbol in George Orwell's dystopian novel. He is described as the leader of the totalitarian state, where the ruling party wields total control over its inhabitants. The Major is also the leader of a totalitarian regime, and it is said that he's been running the Long Walk for about 13 years. It is inferred that he might be in his mid to late 30s, and he is depicted as never having been seen without his sunglasses on. However, the Major and Big Brother do share physical appearances. The Long Walk doesn't have an official date of when it takes place. However, the novel was published in 1979, and if Stephen King was just creating a dystopian reality of his modern day, his novel would take place 5 to 10 years before 1984. This does make sense considering that Big Brother is described being in his mid-40s in 1984. At one point in the 1984 novel, the protagonist tries to recall at what point in time did he first hear about Big Brother. He said it must have been around the mid-60s, but it was impossible to be sure. If this is the case, then Big Brother would have been a widely known name across the world at this time of the Long Walk. So he ends up disguising himself as the Major for the Long Walks to be able to fulfill his pleasures anonymously. Not only this, but Stephen King is a self-proclaimed admirer of specifically George Orwell's 1984 novel, and he considers it one of his favorite books. Coincidence? I don't think so. The term being squatted in the Long Walk refers to being taken to room 101 in 1984. Being squatted refers to being forcibly taken by the government for opposing the regime. It is also strongly implied that the results end in execution. However, we don't exactly know what happens to someone after they get squatted or where they end up to. In George Orwell's novel, Room 101 is essentially a basement that has been repurposed as a torture chamber. In here, prisoners are forced to confront their worst personal fears. This is meant to break their will, destroy their individuality, and force complete submission to the totalitarian party. If this room is for the sole purpose of forcing people to submit to the party, then it would be possible that this is where Garrity's father ended up in after opposing the regime. The act of getting squatted also functions as a metaphor for political suppression in a totalitarian regime, which is exactly what Room 101 is meant for. Do you think that this theory holds up? Let me know in the comments, and give me a follow for more videos.